Hello everybody, it's Gail. It's Saturday, January 14th. I hope all of you are doing well and having a great weekend. I fell behind a little bit in my junk journal January because I had to be out of the house for a couple days. So today I have had to play catch up, and I've done 3 of the prompts today. The prompt for the 12th was throwback, and the prompt for the 13th was hobbies, and those are the two. I kind of combined them. What am I trying to say? The 2 pages together because I feel like they're kind of related. So many years ago, I used to create these really beautiful bottles, glass bottles, and I would decorate them and just have a whole lot of fun with them. And so for my prompt throwback, I found images I had of these bottles, some of the bottles. I did quite a few, and just did this very simple little 2-image collage. What I used a lot on the bottles were laces and fibers and seed beads and a lot of just a lot of texture, rhinestones and pearls and dangles and chains and charms, anything that I felt went with what I was working on. So for my prompt, what I did was I found some of the fibers that I used to use on some of the bottles. So I added those to this, next to this image, and then, like I used to do on my bottles, I added some seed bead combination. What I like to do is take, these are like the tiniest seed beads. I don't even remember what size they are. Maybe size 15. I can never remember. I think it's the larger the number, the smaller the bead. But anyway, whatever size, these were the tiniest beads that I could find. And I used to like to mix my own color combination. So for this prompt, I just added the photos to remind myself of these bottles that I used to make. And then just for a tactile thing, I added the fibers and some of the seed beads. For the prompt hobbies, I've had so many hobbies over the years, I wasn't sure what I wanted to go with. So I just chose one. And because it's still with me. It's the one that I started back, my goodness, I've been working in Photoshop for about 17 years. And it's probably more than a hobby, it's a bit of an obsession, I guess. But I did this page, and my thought behind this whole page was, I learned Photoshop to begin with, or let me put it this way. The reason I wanted to learn Photoshop to begin with was I felt like it was something I could incorporate into my work. I was doing a lot of mixed media back then. I mean, probably everything I was doing was mixed media. But I was having so much fun with Photoshop, I wanted to find a way to use Photoshop artistically. And the obsession kind of bloomed from there. What I would do to incorporate my digital work into my mixed media was, this is an image of a painting that I did. The background is my painting. I also collaged. This is a collage of some end papers out of an old textbook. But then what I did was, this is also an image that was printed and put on top of this painting. And before I did that is I took her into Photoshop and I just played with adding this floral tattoo on her shoulder, and I carried it up her face. I added the bird's nest into her hand. I added the little egg that she's holding, and I added the bird on her finger. And those were all done digitally. So I took my digital work and incorporated it into my painting work. And then this is a flip, and on the back side I have another one that I did like that. before I tell you about that one, let me just say, this is just a painting. This is a painting I did probably around the same time I was doing everything else. And again, it's just one of my favorite images, and I wanted to put that in here to remind me. So this image is another painting of mine, and I incorporated some digital elements into it. The background is painted. This is some vintage text paper, book page, some embossed stenciling back here, just this fun abstract background. I took an image of a teacup, I took an image of some roses, and I took this image of the bird, and I digitally created that, and then fussy cut that, and put that on top of my painting. And that's how that came about. And that one and this one are two of my favorite images, along with my little birdie. In fact, I have all three of these paintings on the wall in my living room. And then I added these to remind myself. This was just some digital work that I did. I took a number of images and just layered them together, erased things, added brushes to things. I don't even remember half the things I did to create this image around this woman's face. And then I took that image, and that's why I kind of collaged these two together to remind me that I took that image, and again I incorporated it into one of my mixed media pieces. This is the background is done with collage and paint, and then the digital image was adhered to the top of that. So that is my prompt for the 13th, which is hobbies, because these, I feel like these all fall under my hobbies realm, even my obsessions. So that's that. And then for today, it was the prompt was from the day, and I put in the back. I just needed to get some more weight back here. Oh, and by the way, I have gone ahead, I don't know if you noticed, if you've watched my other videos, but I have gone ahead and I have bound this journal finally. It was starting to get a little too slippy-slidey for me, so I bound it together. And then I went back up to the front. The prompt for today, which is the 14th, is from the day. And I interpreted that as, what do I want to take from the day? What do I want to take from every day, actually? So I started thinking, and while I was thinking about the answer to that, I found this vellum that I had printed, so I stitched around it just some cream-colored thread. I don't even know if, yeah, it'll show up a little bit on the camera. So I just sewed all the way around it. I attached it to some book page, and then I laid down a little piece of lace, and I found this verse that I fell in love with, and I thought it took care of my question most expertly. It is Psalm 5, verse 3, and it is something I would like to take from every day. So that is prompts 12, 13, and 14. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by for a visit. I appreciate you all the time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.